International Development Cooperation. What is International Development Cooperation, IDC? It is the joint effect of governments, supported by the dynamics of international agencies, civil society, academia, and private sector, to promote action that contribute to sustainable development and improve the standard of living on the world's population through the transfer, reception, and exchange of information, knowledge, technology, experience, and resources. Criticisms of the IDC arises with the question: what are the real motivations of states with the greatest military, political, and economic power guiding the international system to transfer any resources to developing countries? According to ILO, international cooperation service as a means of obtaining the national interests of states related to issues of security will enhance geopolitical advantages. In this sense, state cooperation becomes a means of achieving certain objectives or targets on the part of the United States, and not as a means of solving the problem on developing states. Remember that development is a historical concept that is evolved, so it does not have a unique definition. Still, it can be said that development is the process by which a community progresses and grows economically, socially, culturally, or politically. Economic growth is the increase in common value of final goods and services produced by an economy, usually from a country or region, over a certain period, usually in 1 year. Assessing the concept above, it is concluded that there is neither development nor growth under developed countries, so strategy to address growing global needs has not been consolidated. In this regard, the crisis of developed countries indicates that the efficiencies of the IDC has not come to fruition for the following reasons. First, the non-linear relationships between an aircraft has very strong evidence on the crime affecting it has attended in crash, which may be related to factors such as dash disease and reduced absorption capacity. Second, the relationships between ODP and the governance has high level of aid have been found to cause deteriorations in good governance, although the evidence is not conclusive. Third place, there is a debate about junior behavior. Fourth, proposal to minimize negative effects such as sport support, promotion on improvements in taxation and institutional training programs. The debate around the outcome of the IDC has become flooded and shows disillusionments and disagreement of beneficiaries for intervention excuses that merit that do not directly cause the growth and development of the intervening nations. Mexico position at IDC. The pillar of the IDC in Mexico has been built thanks to the institutionalization process, which for 7 years began intervening first as a recipient and 40 years later as an offer, making preferential collaboration to Central America, South America, and Caribbean. In 1951, the Secretary of Foreign Relations established the Directorate General of International Agencies to manage the receipt of technical assistance for multilateral bodies. In 1971, the Directorate General for International Technical Cooperation and Scientific Cooperation was created, which promoted Mexican collaboration in the receiving and aforementioned privileges Central America, South America, and Caribbean. In 1985, the Director-in-Chief of International Cooperation was established by the Secretary of Foreign Relations, following the increase in Mexican collaboration with Central America. In 1988, the IDC issues wrote the constitutional stories Mexico cooperation with reform-related and institutionalization process reform. In 1990, it was formed by presidential decree the Mexican Commission for Cooperation with Central America at the same time as the International Technical Cooperation and Scientific Cooperation and was removed from the adjective of international. In 1991, the first semester of two-class dialogue and consultations mechanism was held. In 1994, the Mexican Cooperation Commission extended its scope to the Caribbean and also forming the Undersecretariat of International Cooperation. 2000, the Mexican Institute for International Cooperation for Development is created to front a new Mexican policy of international cooperation. After Vicente Fox arrives in the executive, his way dismantled to the Mexican Institute for International Cooperation for Development, forming instead to the Undersecretaría for Economic Relations and International Cooperation, with greater emphasis to the country's economic relations, reducing to political, financial, and institutional weight and supports of the world of Mexican cooperation. In 2004, the Undersecretariat for Economic Relations and International Cooperation renamed in Economic Relations and International Cooperation Unit. In 2007, in the Senate of Republic, a legal initiative was approved to get Mexican IDC a strong profile, a proposal made by then Senator Rosario Green. In 2011, the International Development Cooperation Act finally entered into force. From 2012 and 2020 SMP, a reorientation of the ADC is recorded. In addition, Mexico has developed a regulation that has significant progress, namely International Development Cooperation Act, International Cooperation for Development Programs, which lay the groundwork for the planning and implementation and cooperation actions, and Sectoral Foreign Relations Program. In fact, Mexico has strengthened in foreign policy for development is a principle of obligation and rule of state attached to law, with the space a lack of instead political will succeed advancing with the legal system adaptable the objectives of the ADC. So, Mexico is an actor with global responsibility, which has its door open, ready to front state policy in the field international cooperation, advancing more effective with regard to foreign policy. In conclusions, due to limited and controversial results that the IDC has reported since origins and concerning the many problems that affecting the international population in the field of growth and development, it is necessary the oriented actions in context of Central America and Latin America. The organization SEC Menen and offered the opportunity decline the ADC has a union international agencies that aim to provide support, transfer, reception and exchange on information, knowledge, technology, experience and resources for the growth and development is undeveloped countries and to avoid phenomena such as migration, insecurity, traffic, violence, employment and informal work, etc. Mexico has the institutional regulatory structures as well as the synchrony and foreign policy that develop a more strengthened public-state policy, capable of generating positive impact effect on the beneficiary of the IDC. If the misery of the poor is caused not by the law of nature, but by our institutions, our sin is big.